Let's get it. Sit your mother before I beat your all that mother noise in that mother wrong. Hello, good people. Have you all ever heard your parents talk to you like that? Do you remember your parents talking to you like that? Do you talk to your kids like that? That's why I'm making this video, because there are so many black mothers. I'm just gonna get into it. This is how I feel. Again, I'm at home, I'm making a video, thought provoking. I have always felt the way that I feel about the subjects at hand that I speak about on my YouTube channel. It's just I now have a platform where I wasn't even looking at the camera. I now have a platform where I can authentically speak about how I feel about certain subjects, said subjects such as this. I grew up, let's preface this by saying I grew up with an African American mother who talked to me in such a way that when strangers did it, I wasn't phased. You know what I mean? You know how you can be phased by somebody talking to you, like calling you a bitch, calling you a hoe, calling you a slut, calling you all of these disparaging names. It didn't phase me when outsiders called me outside of my name, because I had a mother who did that quite often. In fact, she did it so much so it was so bad to the point where she literally thought I was sleeping with her husband, my stepdad. That's how, like, that's that is so deranged to me to 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 think such a thing. And because she thought this way, she would say things like, "Your motherfucker," just. Mm. So when I hear, the point that I'm making is, I'm not going to make this about me, because I've been to therapy, I've done my healing, I continue to do healing, and I also transmute the energy. I put it into something creative, like making a YouTube video and getting on my platform and speaking to you all about my theories. If you feel some type of way about this subject, and if you can relate to this subject, please leave your comments down in the comment section below. But my thing is, I am tired of black women. Oh, this coffee so good. I am so sick of black women speaking to their kids in a way that is not healthy. It's toxic the way that black mothers talk to their kids. Listen, honestly, I've never written a Latin mother speak, the way that a black mother speaks to their kids. I've never heard a white mother speak that way. It be the black mothers. You can help me put some context down in the comment section below to help me understand where this stems from, because I didn't do any research on this subject. I'm just speaking from my own experience. I'm speaking from my heart, and this is what it is. So let me tell you something. If you don't change the way that you speak to your kids and the way that you treat your kids, you do know that you have to age, right? You do know that your kids are not entitled to you when they get grown, right? The way that you have treated your kids since they were little kids and the way that they grow up is going to be a reflection of how they treat you when they get grown. I.e. me. I.e. me. My mom talked to me in such a way that was so disparaging to my character and my healthy living. Like, when I got older, my mom would be like, when I was around 22, my mom told me, she said, I always showed you tough love because you were fueled by that. Like, you would get up and go make it motherfucking happen if I showed you tough love versus if I gave you easy love. And I'm like, that's toxic. That's how you were raised. You feel like tough love helped you. And tough love can help some mothers. raise their children when they show that tough love to them. But the way that my mom raised me and the way that she was talking to me when I was younger, I don't think that it wasn't, to me, it wasn't tough love. To me, it was hate. To me, it was a projection of how you feel about yourself. To me, it was, you don't know how to speak life into somebody, therefore you just don't do it. To me, I would see you put on this facade of being one way in public and being another way behind closed doors. And as your kid, I observed the real you. And your kid is paying attention to the real you too. Your kid is paying attention to what you say and do. Your kid is paying attention to the actions that you portray. So when you get up here, when you talking to your kid in any type of way that's derogatory to them and it's not helping build their self-esteem, it's not helping them gain any character, it's not helping them be a better person, they grow up to be I won't say it's not like that. I'm ranting a bit here, but the point I want to make is change the way you talk to your kids. Telling them to shut the fuck up before I beat your motherfucking ass. Calling them a bitch like they somebody out in the street. Calling them a whole asshole like they somebody out in the street. That is highly unacceptable to me. I've seen my friends. I have an old friend. One day I was at her house and I witnessed her. She became frustrated. Like, she was just frustrated at the ordeal of, like most parents become. Parenting isn't easy. It's not easy. I'm speaking from a perspective where you can find out more about me on my YouTube channel and my YouTube videos. However, parenting is not easy, but the way that you talk to your kids, you need to change that. I'm so sick of Black mothers having the excuses on why they talk to their kids the way that they do. I witnessed this, my friend fucking smack, her son was probably about 6 or 7 around this time. And I witnessed her open hand slap the fuck out of him because she was frustrated, because she couldn't control her emotions, because she didn't know how to handle the situation. So he was tough. I can still see the image in my head today. I've witnessed other friends talk to their kids in derogatory manners. I've witnessed my sister talk to her kid in a derogatory manner. And I tell my sister, you need to stop talking to your kid like that. Like, I know that's your kid. I'm not trying to tell you how to raise your kid, but you see the impact that mom has left on us because of the way that she talked to us, and you're just repeating the cycle. You're not changing anything. You're literally repeating the cycle, and you think that it's okay. And it is, and it does seem okay to my sister because that's how we were raised. So she don't think anything is wrong with that. And as much as she try to work on it, she is so rude. And then I hear her kid, not saying that my niece speak the same way, but the grownness, the way that you talk, the energy that you give off. Because little kids nowadays be sitting around in grown folks' conversations, but the grown, y'all be on Instagram scrolling, y'all be on the phone having these conversations. When I was younger, it was get out of grown people's mouth. Go play. Go find something else to do. Go outside. But nowadays, these kids be sitting in on conversations and knowing the gossip and the tea just like me, you, and everybody else. And then you have a nerve to tell them to shut the fuck up. Watch your go do what you supposed. Like, what you are exemplifying is what they're going to do. Now this bitch want to get online and tell me. She's trying to tell me how to take care of my kids, how to watch my kids, how to talk to my kids. Like, who this bitch thinks she is? She don't even got her motherfucking kid, and here she is trying to tell somebody else to do it. Who she thinks she is trying to tell somebody what to do with their motherfucking kid? Who she thinks she is? But I'm gonna listen to her though. Let me see what she gonna say so I can get in the comments and talk shit. I know. I ain't there with you and your kid. I didn't have your kid. I can't tell you what to do with your kid. But I am going to tell you on my platform that you need to watch the way that you talk to your motherfucking kid. Stop having excuses for why you talk to your kids the way that you do. It's nasty. And it doesn't look good. One of the main reasons I think that you talk to your kid like this, for the mothers who do, it comes from an insecure place. Sometimes it comes from an insecure place. And the reason why I say it comes from an insecure place, because especially with young black mothers, I would say with young black women and their mothers, those relationships seem to be the more tumultuous than the relationship between the mother and the son, unless the son turns gay and then the mother doesn't agree with that. So then they would have kind of like the same relationship like a mother and a daughter because the son is gay. So that could be a possibility. However, most times the mother treats the son with favoritism and then treats the daughters like a bitch off the street. And I find it to be highly unacceptable. Keep on talking to your kids the way that you do. Keep on doing what you do. I know a lady who is the U.S. ambassador of a country. She's the U.S. ambassador. I'm not going to say which country, but she is the U.S. ambassador of a country. And you would think that when I found out more about her background and where she came from, before I knew any of the trauma, I was seeing that I was like, wow, this lady went to college. She's married the man of her dreams. She has a son and a daughter. Her the kid's been raised by both parents. The parent has now put the kids through college, and now she has this nice, beautiful home out in Malibu, overseeing the water, like overseeing the ocean. Beautiful, beautiful ass home. She travels back and forth to these different countries, and she's well ranked, well dressed in her ranking, prominent, a prominent public figure. However, her mother's in a nursing home and she doesn't visit her mother at all, and she don't give two fucks whether her mom lives or dies because of the way that her mother treated her when she was younger. Her mother was an alcoholic and abused her and talked down on her in any kind of way and just was like a shitty person. And once that lady got older, and now that she is the ambassador of a country and she's living her best life, she literally doesn't talk to her mother like that. She has a brother. Her brother visits the mom and takes care of the mom. But the way that the mother treated the daughter when she was younger has caused her not to have a relationship with her mother as she's gotten older. And she's still been successful in her life. She cut her mom, not saying she cut her completely off, but she just doesn't give her any time, energy, or effort. And that's what will happen to you if you don't change the way that you talk to your child. That's exactly what has happened to my mom. I don't care to have a relationship with her. I already told y'all years ago, she died to me because my mom never went to therapy. She's never tried to heal. She's never tried to gain a different perspective on life. She just like, I am this way. I'm going to continue to be this way. And this is who I am. And bitch, I don't know who you think you talking to when you talking to me, but you better shut the fuck up before I bust your motherfucking ass. My mom bust my nose when I was 7 years old because the house had flooded when she was out. I was home 7 years old watching my siblings, and my mom bust my nose and it was like bleeding as if I had a fight. I'm 7 years old. I can't fight her back. My mom has done some very traumatic things to me to make me, religion kept me close to her as I was getting older. Because some of your mothers raise you in the church, and some of y'all probably raising your kids in the church too, and you're just like, oh, trying to put the fear of God in them, like, oh, if you don't you need to respect your parents because that's what God says. You need to respect your parents. Well, the parent needs to also respect the child. And when you don't respect your child, respect their thoughts, respect their feelings, they grow up to be adults someday. And I think that a lot of parents don't realize that because they're the mother, you feel entitled, like my kid ain't going nowhere. I'm always going to be their mother. And then you make your kids codependent on you so that when they get older, they don't have any independency to know how to live on their own because you knew that you instilled the fear in them. You knew. Some of these motherfucking mothers out here, especially these African American mothers, are so afraid to be alone that they will fucking anchor their kid down to their house, anchor their kid down to their their hometown. The kid never gets to go flourish, go be something great because they always gotta be taking care of their parent when the parent is supposed to take care of the child. You want if you're the a parent is always a parent and a child is always a child. It never the roles never switch. So don't allow your mother, your father, or whomever, your guardian to guilt trip you like, oh, I'm your mother. You better do this. Oh, I'm your dad. I don't think dads really act like that. At least mine's never have. And and my stepdad understood who my mom was. And I felt like their relationship altogether was karmic, but that's another story for a different day. Because some people don't want to have that conversation about how your parent was in a karmic relationship with your dad or your parent, the other person, and they created karmic kids, and now they are no. I'm just saying, it's the truth. Y'all don't want to fucking hear it, but that's why y'all be having all these problems in the relationship because you knew you was not supposed to have that kid, or you knew you weren't supposed to be with that person, and you fucking did it anyway, thinking that you in control when it's really the universe. But I digress. Stop talking to your kid in any kind of fucking way and telling them to shut the fuck up and not allowing them to express themselves because when you get older and they get grown enough to be able to tell you to shut the fuck up, that's exactly what they're going to do, and they're going to get the fuck from around you. And you're going to be sad because your kids no longer want to talk to you, deal with you, or have any relations with you because of the way that you talked to them when they were younger. So change your thinking. I tell my siblings the same thing. My sister, every time I tell her, you stop talking to her like that. Don't talk to her like that. Don't treat her like that. Watch how you know how mom used to do us. Like, pay attention to what you're doing. You're repeating the same thing. You don't see the pattern? She'd be like, "You right, sis. You right. I know. It's just I'm just." Mm-mm. Do the work. Stop making up the excuses. I too have had to change the way I talk to my kid, change the way I pour into her, change the way I think about the situation. I want her to be great, great, phenomenal leader someday. Maybe a U.S. ambassador. But it won't be because she didn't have a relationship with her mom. Her mom talks to her quite frankly like I'm talking to the audience. And stop thinking that if you be mean to your kids, that is coming from a place of love. There's a way to give constructive criticism to your kids and talk to them in a way that they understand you. Like adults, you know, how you would talk to another adult. You could talk to your kid that way too. Kids never, no baby has ever been like goo goo gaga. No fucking baby has ever said goo goo gaga, goo goo gaga. No. Talk to your kid like it's a person because this person understands you even though they're younger than you. You can learn something from your kids and be mindful of how you treat them while they're growing up because you have to age. And your kid is not going to forget the shit that you did to them because kids are young and impressionable. So be mindful. Be mindful. I'm telling you now. I don't want shit to do with shit. That's my mama name. I don't want shit to do with her. Nothing. Maybe someday if she comes to me healed properly and I feel like it's genuine, then we can have a relationship. But I've tried so many times to believe that this time is going to be different. This time with my mom is going to be different. This time she's going to see me. This time she's going to love me. This time she's going to put in the effort. This time is going to be real. She tricked me every fucking time. She tricked me every time, and I fell for it every time. But this time I did not. Blah! Before I close this vlog out, I want you to tell me down in the comment section below on how you feel about this. Have you experienced this? Did your mom talk to you like this? Do you talk to your kids like this? Do you talk to your kids like this because your mom talked to you like this? Do you think that you could change? Do you think that you can start pouring healthily into your kids? Do you think that if you do the work on yourself, it's going to naturally pour out onto your kids? Do you think you can love your kids unconditionally and put them first like you do that man? Thank you for watching. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. Correct me, check me, put me in my place. I don't care. I don't mind. I'm open to it all. And I'll see you in the next video. Now you sit your motherfucking ass down and think about what the fuck you did to me as a kid and why I don't fuck with you.